Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is customizing our visualization. Now, what does that even mean? What does it mean to customize your visualization? So we got our model loaded into a blank iTwin Viewer app. At this point, we're ready to start customizing. Now, there are two things we can customize here. We can start actually adding features to the app itself, but the other is we can start customizing the visualization, the way our model looks. Now, why would we want to do that? We want to prepare our model basically to work better for our use case. So if you remember our use case, what we're trying to do is highlight the smart devices within our smart home using some markers and show statuses of those devices. So when we look back to our model the way it is right now, there's a lot of stuff here that we don't really need to look at. The walls, the ceiling, the roof, the windows. All these things are getting in the way of our elements of interest, let's call them the smart devices. So you want to think of it this way. What can I change in the way my model is being visualized now that'll help me better show the smart devices? So that's what we're going to start thinking as we look through the categories of this model. Now, what are these categories? Categories are a way of organizing the geometric elements throughout the model. They are similar to the concept of levels in a DGN file, or layers in a DWG file, and of course categories in a Revit file. They're essentially a way of organizing your elements within a model so they have a higher level of meaning. And the way you can bring up your categories within your iTwin Viewer is if you hover over to the right, you'll see this tree widget. This tree widget has your model listed, and when you pop that open, it's going to give you a list of all the categories within this model. And what's cool here is that you have the option to hide different categories from this visibility tool. So we can start hiding categories and trying to figure out what categories we don't even need in our model. This is where you can start hiding categories and coming up with the ideal view that would work the best for your use case. So in this case, let's try to hide the exterior of the house. Okay, so let's turn everything on to begin with. And then from there, we can start hiding categories that we don't think are going to fit or make sense here for us to view. And as you can see, when you hover over an element, you can actually view the category name right there. So let's see, brick exterior, I think that was a good call. We don't need that. All right, I think we're in a pretty good place now. We get to see inside the house. We can see a pretty nice view of everything that's inside. And I think this is a great place to start marking our smart devices. What are these things on top? I think we can probably do without those. Let's see. I believe these are the light fixtures. Okay, they are. Cool. Well, in case you haven't guessed, I've already spent some time with this model, but this is essentially how the process works. You go into your model and then you start turning on and off categories until you come to a place where you think you are visualizing the model in an effective way. And there's definitely a lot of subjectivity here. This is your personal taste as well, what you think makes sense for this use case. For me personally, I think this makes a lot of sense. We can see the two floors, we can see inside the house, and I think it puts us in a good place to start visualizing our smart devices within the house. The only problem here though is I had to go through a bunch of steps to get to this state in the view. Now, to turn off all these categories, we can't expect our users to do this every time they open our app. So in the next step, let's figure out how we can programmatically get to this ideal view of our visualization.